I could do better for you.
Your skis.
What's going on?
Rolling, chilling. What's up,
Bro, we're here.
Yes, sir.
Finally.
I know, dog.
Sitting down together.
Doing the deal.
It's been a minute. Also, I'm going to try really hard not to cuss because I don't know who's going to hear this, but.
Oh, yeah. Straight. Me too. We'll try not to. I mean, we could.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Sorry, Mom. What's going on? What's going on in your world, dog? How's life going so far? Today, we're talking about Prodigal.
Prodigal, dude. The joint that I made or started like years ago, and I was like, I don't know what to do now. But
So yeah, bro, you started that, how many years ago? Prodigal?
it was like before the pandemic. It was like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And then I started to do the like clothing brand idea like during the pandemic, bro.
True.
Just because it was like we weren't doing anything, you know what I'm saying? So it was like,
Yeah,
cool.
it was something that you've been wanting to do for a minute too.
Yeah.
Right?
And then clothing just grew because of like people like Jerry Lorenzo and stuff like that, bro. You know how it is.
True. You found influence in them.
Mm-hmm.
Was it always closed then?
Yeah, man. At first, it was a clothing brand, just because I was in that like, yo, I want to dress differently, and I want to wear certain clothes. I want to wear, things that I bought from like Fear of God or even like Zara and things like that. I'm like, I want to put my own twist to it by mixing and matching certain styles.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool.
Catching the vibe.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, I want to do a clothing brand, but like I don't have the money and like the skills to do that. So I was like, I'm gonna just learn something and just start somewhere,
Dope.
from the foundation of things like screen printing and heat pressing and all that. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying,
bro. And the journey is still
Yeah, dude, I'm learning a lot. I'm still trying to get into more advanced and I guess intermediate now I'm at.
Yeah.
Or still even beginner, to be honest, but like
Thanks.
I'm just trying to figure it out, like what should I do to advance it, or to enhance like my skills and talents.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely.
Like,
and that's what we're here for, dog.
Yeah, dog.
I think it's just important for us to like
Just catch up.
Yeah. So like Prodigal is like, okay, bet. And that's the brand. Like we might be we're on the way.
For sure. It's just crazy because like I don't know what caught on. I think it was just the story of it. And for those that don't really know the story of the prodigal son, it's just like this son who just runs away or just like does whatever he wants and things like that, and like doesn't really have like a solid foundation, And so for me, it was like I've been there before. I've been at a place in life where it's like, I'm having fun. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But then it's just like, oh dang, like Corn, like center yourself, like where you at mentally, where you at physically, where you at, spiritually, whatever, emotionally, stuff like that. And I'm like, dang, like I don't really like sit down and stop and think about that,
Yeah.
And like that's like even in the story too, it's like that child like had gone through everything and then he's like, oh dang, like I need to catch on myself and go home and just like kind of do what I got to do to get back on my feet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
And like that's like a big thing for me because like I've gone through a lot of like lifetime experiences of like expectation. I'm an only child, no siblings, so I don't like I get a lot of pressure from my parents a lot, and I love my parents and they, they're always like, like they want the best for me and things like that, but sometimes it's hard for me to also experience my own like things in life, you know, if I'm always like trying to meet the expectation of my parents.
Oh, absolutely, bro. I feel that.
Yeah.
Especially being the firstborn.
Yeah, dude.
Shout out to all my siblings.
Facts, bro.
But yeah, being the only child probably played into a lot of that.
For sure. And
expectation.
And that's just like growing up, like for 15, I guess, 15 years of my life. Nah, probably I'd say like till 12 years of my life. I listen, like, sometimes I rebel with my parents and things like that, but I also.
You're for the most part a good kid, right?
Right, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Growing up, yeah. And
all
then.
right. Wait, let's take this back real quick. So how long have we known each other? We grew up in the same area for like
Grew up in the same
ever.
area for almost like all years of my life.
I left
basically.
the house at 17. I was like 2011.
Oh, dang, true.
How long have you lived in the area?
I lived in the area for 20.
Bro, the same time
all my
that
life,
I lived
my
there.
guy.
But like we didn't start really connecting until like what? Maybe later on in youth group at church.
Dude, yeah, we were doing that like skit at the
we were doing
Indonesian embassy for the Christmas joint, like around this time, bro, like years ago. Dude, yeah, bro.
What did you do during this skit?
Bro, I was the
I don't remember this skit.
This
was
is
it
where,
the
like,
hand puppet thing?
No. It was the one with the chains, bro. It was the one where like I was like
Yeah, I got it.
I was Jesus and you were like the
was
dude,
the
this is
devil.
crazy. Nah, you were the devil. You're just
I was
like
the boyfriend.
you're the main character who was getting all like these
Oh,
like,
I was
pressure.
the prodigal son, probably.
Basically,
I was that guy.
basically, bro. Basically, and then I was the Jesus that walked in to kind of like help you. Remember when Ron was in this joint, and also like everyone else was doing.
I remember we practiced at Ka Victor with Ka Victor, right?
Yeah, I got you, dude. Yeah,
that's crazy. So yeah, we grew up in church.
yeah,
So we grew up doing like ministry and stuff.
basically.
So kind of like already learning how to like use our creativity, or at least act. I don't know, drama.
Just
It wasn't good,
Yeah,
but it was
I
just
mean,
like, you know,
it was
let's do this for
it was like
people.
the start of it for us, like to have that community sense, and then also just like that creativity of like acting.
True, yeah.
I don't do drama, bro, but I was just told to because it was just a part of like the ministry, you know,
Exactly,
like we were doing.
bro. And also being like, I don't know, looking back, it was almost like what we were expected to do. It's like good
Yeah.
Indonesian Christian sons.
Yeah, and I get it, dude. But because if you think about
Yeah.
it too, right? It's just like the American dream for our kids and things like that.
Dude, absolutely. Like we made it
Yeah,
type of thing. Like, why aren't you eating your rice?
yeah.
Kids in Indo would eat your rice.
Why don't you go to school and finish school?
Oh, shit.
Hey, I'm on that boat. That's a part of my story too, and I'm
Same.
not proud, but like that's what I'm saying.
Bro,
Like,
I haven't finished school either.
dude, I mean, yeah, I mean, if we're going on the school spectrum, but I was in college for about like almost 8 years, bro.
Dude, same, bro.
And I failed my last class, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just drop out. I have one more class to graduate, and I'm like, you know, in the sense of my own understanding, I'm like, you know, I can go back to school and things like that, and then, but this is also after the pandemic, and I'm like, I don't have the
It
money
was
to
a
do
weird
this.
time.
Yeah.
It was a weird time.
And I was like, dang, like I'm being celebrated to graduate, but I didn't even graduate.
But bro, people
But
like
it's just like, okay.
facts. Like I just got so caught up with trying to pay the bills, bro.
Yeah.
Like I went to school to play music at SCU. Like I didn't to lead worship at churches. Not
Yeah.
even to study music. Like
That's true. Yeah.
like I just went for organizational leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Dude,
broad general scope to get $50,000 in debt for.
No, I feel that.
But I mean, all that to say was like I didn't go for necessarily education. I went because like
Yeah.
the culture, the program, the environment where being at that school was gonna put me.
Mm-hmm.
So like once that was over, like I didn't really see the need for school outside of
That's
like
what I'm
a
saying.
professional sense, and that kind of didn't motivate me.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, I mean, going back to like parents, right? Like we were talking about like our childhood kind of thing too. It's just like that's just that pressure that I go through a lot sometimes,
bro.
you know? Not even from parents, but then it like grew on to me older when I'm like, oh, I'm not meeting the expectations of my friends.
Right.
You know, my teachers,
Right.
my you know, my leaders and my whatever, mentors, you know, things like that. I'm like, am I meeting that expectation?
Right.
Right. And the thing I realized, I was like, man, I'm not meeting my own expectation. I'm not setting a standard for myself or you know, setting
True.
like something I need to do for myself and hold true to that, you know. I'm learning a lot through my life, you know, and there's a story, and like that's why I want to continue to like write my story in a way that I need to make sure that I'm also satisfied in life. Like, where do you draw that line of like, cool, like you hear people's like inputs, but how do
Facts.
you
Like living for yourself finally.
Yeah.
True. I'm on that wave. I mean,
Yeah,
I
dog.
feel like I understand. Most recently, you moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico,
Yep.
and now you're back in DC for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like moving to Albuquerque, bro?
Dude, different.
And I
bro.
told you this earlier. I'm like, you don't have to defend why you moved. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, if
nah.
you ever make a decision for your own life, like,
Yeah.
you don't have to justify it by like, oh man, I got so many good connections. They're good. All this positive
Oh,
shit
yeah.
comes out. Like, no, like positive shit happens anywhere. Like,
Mm-hmm. Well, originally, like way back then, my original goal was, and I talked to a lot of, you know, our boys and things like that, is like I want to move to LA. I just knew that I needed to get myself in an uncomfortable position so that I could find my own way,
facts.
find my own thing. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? And so yeah, that's why I moved to Albuquerque. You know, I was like, you know, cool.
Because you wanted to move to LA, you moved to Albuquerque. You were like, dude, so closer, but not all the way
Well,
there.
I just wanted to move somewhere else
West- yeah.
outside, like even west or even outside of like just the East Coast.
True,
You
true.
know what I'm saying?
So you
Kinda-
mean like I was just trying to get out of the house and like go to the West Coast, and like LA would be the dream. LA would be like the destination or like the
money,
vibe.
bro.
Facts, bro. It's expensive as hell.
So
What's
yeah,
it like in New Mexico, man?
It's cool. It's cool. It's developing, bro. Like it's crazy because
Okay.
honestly, like maybe not a lot of people know a lot about New Mexico, but it's the next like Hollywood. And you're like, what? Why?
You heard
know?
it here first.
Yeah. So it's because
I mean, I believe it.
a lot of the movie industry is going out there now.
The market?
On the market
space?
and also the space. But we just actually opened another Netflix headquarters out there. I'm saying we, like I own it, bro.
Like
we,
you're,
that's
like
the
you're, yeah.
state, bro. You
Like
know what I'm
we,
saying?
my company, Netflix. What was your mentality going to New Mexico? Like, or just moving out of the home? Like,
You know, I think and this goes back to like parents and like culture and tradition. It's like once my parents get older, like they expect me to take care of them.
right.
You know, and they expect me to make sure I'm around the way. I'm at home. I'm this and that. Especially as an only child, it's like
True.
you can't have a sibling say, hey, I'm gonna go visit mom or dad for a week. Can you visit the next week? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
there's somebody there. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's almost like I gotta be there, alert. But then there's the expectation of like, you know, even like when I moved out, you know, they were like, how long are you gonna be out there for? Like, you know, we need
True,
you
true,
back.
yeah.
Like we need, you know, because like sooner or later, like, you know, years and years, we're getting older, and I'm just like, I haven't even figured out myself yet. Like it's
Damn.
hard, you know what I'm saying?
So they're having conversations with you about this?
Sometimes, yeah.
True.
Yeah, I mean, again, like they, you know, because I mean, that's like, I don't know, again, if that's different every
I don't think I've really had that
Okay.
conversation. Also, I do have
siblings.
other siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so they're like pretty okay with
Right.
like having, you know, but for
Right.
my parents, it's like it's only one son, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's just pressure that I grown up with, where it's like, man, like I have to meet the expectation of everything my parents have talked about, and like if I don't do it, then I disappoint it and I feel bad.
Well, yeah, I
You know?
know. And it's not even like my parents were never like angry, disappointed. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was like whenever I felt bad about disappointing them, it wasn't because like they would punish me.
Mhm.
It was because I would make them sad.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm sorry I disappointed you. Like this
Yeah.
feels so bad.
Yeah,
Like because I love you. I'm supposed to love you. You're my mom. You know, I don't know.
Mhm.
You're my dad. Like
yeah,
I'm supposed to have compassion, empathy for them. And I don't know if that's something I was taught, but also my parents were really great.
yeah, for
And
sure.
like they never put that pressure on me. They always like let me do my thing.
Yeah,
But somehow, some way, there was always still that pressure to be like
I gotta
the
do
good
this right.
first son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude. That's something that I grew up with, and that's something that I kind of just caught on to, honestly, recently, bro.
Yeah.
You build these habits that you just don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my habits were that. It's like,
True.
it's like if you were to tell me, like, yo, Corn, like, can I get a ride later on? And I'm like, nah. I was like, dang, that hurt me
Yeah.
more than it hurt you, maybe, you know, because you could always find a ride. But for me, it's like,
Right.
dang, I just disappointed Drew. You know,
Yeah,
he didn't
yeah,
get a
facts.
ride to whatever, you know, kind of thing. Or he wants to hang out, and I'm like, I can't. Because I just don't want to.
That's crazy.
Because I don't want to, you know. It would be different if I had an excuse why I couldn't meet with
Right.
you. But if I just said I didn't want to, then it's like, dang, like but I knew I
You
needed
feel
rest.
like that, huh?
Yeah, I feel like that a lot, bro.
Damn.
That's why, like, I'll be real with you. Like, it was like during the pandemic where, like, I went into a mode of like rebellion, bro. Where it's
yeah.
like, oh, they want this, they want that. I'm not gonna give it to them,
right.
because then it's not gonna hurt them or me.
Like
Because
if you felt it way more than they did.
I'll feel more of a remorse, like, oh, it's him or her straight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was so bad because, like, I just realized too during the pandemic, like, I didn't have people to talk to. I didn't have anyone to kind of communicate my emotions to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I bubbled it all in, bro, and it kind of like, you know, kind of messed around with my, like, just my standards again for myself.
True.
And like my expectations again, you know, like I said in the beginning, like I know now, not that I wished upon, like, you know, before, but I know
Right.
now that, like, I got to just set those expectations and standards for myself to make sure that I can be right, you know?
Yeah, facts.
I mean,
Gotta
like,
get right now.
yeah, dude. Oh, true. That is right, bro.
Have you heard of the Stoic app?
Stoic. I've heard of it. I'm not really too.
So they have these journal
yeah.
prompts, like it's on the app.
Oh, dang.
So like,
Shout out Stoic.
yeah. I do follow a lot of like Stoicism, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That Stoic philosophy.
What is that? Talk to me a little bit about that.
So like Stoicism is pretty much like maintaining the same attitude, and you know, I'm not gonna like say this right. This is my own words.
Mhm.
Maintain the same inner, I guess, peace or like inner, you know, demeanor, regardless of what's happening around you. It's not that you don't feel angry, but it's that you just like don't allow your emotions to dictate your decisions.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Dude, that's
So,
cool. I
but-
should look into that. That's actually
No, I mean, I'll
cool.
send it to you after this, but it's been helpful. Like, it's been guiding me through my journey. And I mean,
Heck yeah,
we don't got to go through this part of it just yet, maybe,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like in this whole, you know, like learning yourself,
Yeah.
figuring out like what life is about, what's your
Facts.
purpose. Like, I did have to step outside of like what I was taught, you know,
Right,
in
yeah.
the church or like those paradigms of Christianity. In philosophy, like helped me because it still
Yeah.
gave me some sort of virtues and principles to like live by that I agreed with. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it's still a good thing. But it also allowed me to be where I was
For
at,
sure,
you
for
know, in
sure.
my kind of questioning state.
But I think it's cool because like that's part of like how you're like living your life. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's like the that's like what you're feeling, and that's what you got to do to make sure that you're in the right headspace. You know, physically, emotionally, spiritually, like all that. You know, whatever it may be. But you know, it keeps you, I'd say, sane. Like keeps you like just like yourself.
Bro, it's,
you know what I'm saying?
it's what I need
Yeah.
because I'm so fucking emotional.
Dude, same, bro.
But
No, I
I'm
feel it.
emotional, and I hate to admit that, but I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty emotional.
Yeah.
But I try to like pretend to not be.
True. Yeah.
And then I try to like balance it out with philosophy and stoicism because it's what I need because
Yeah.
this emotion is great, but it needs to be beneficial or productive. So
Yeah,
like
dude.
not every emotion, be yourself. You know what I
Yourself,
mean? Like
yourself,
say what
yeah.
you want, but like at the same time, is it beneficial, productive, or loving? No, not all the time.
Yeah, no,
So-
that's the reason too why I wanted to make it like what's your story, because what's your story is not just a past thing; it's a past, present, and future. It's like what's your story going to be even in the future? You're like, what are you going to write? Like, what are you going to do to make sure that 20, 25 years from now, like you still are this, like you're definitely going to learn through a lot of experiences within that next decade or whatever. But
Yeah.
like you'll also be able to stick with who you are and what you believe in and what you
Right.
do, and then eventually make yourself a better person. So that way, when you have kids and whatever, we also learn like, okay, cool. Like I want to do certain things to my kids that that I didn't agree with my parents what they did,
Right.
things like that. But it's just through trial, error, learning new things in life, experiences. So I mean, that's why like essentially I wanted to do this like brand / podcast, kind of thing. So that way, I'll have people just talk about life, man. Dude, like I've always wanted to go to that like breaking like the break. It's like a I'm gonna call it a break room, but it's a place where you can break like micro, like, those things with the hammers.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
to
about.
kind of release your anger. You know what I'm saying?
What's it called? Yeah.
But
I
like
get it.
things like that, like
Smash room.
Yeah, it's like
Oh, that's smash bad. That sounds
Smash
bad.
room.
Trying to go to Smash room.
But you know what I'm saying? Like trying
yeah.
to, having the emotions that you can control and express, rather than kind of doing it in a way where it's bad. Again, to the mission of like Prodigal is making sure that like, like you can express your emotions, you can feel your emotions, but also make sure that you have the positive intent to bounce back. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like just like again, like the story of the prodigal son. Like went through some shit in his life, and then next thing you know, he goes back home because he knows, okay, cool, like I need to get my life back to where I'm supposed to be
True.
at, kind of thing.
Like a come back home message.
Yeah,
Like,
and we love like comeback stories. We always love comeback stories. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But it's like every season of life, there's always going to be a comeback story where we learn a new experience in those stories. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of have to come back to yourself too at some time.
That's
right?
what I'm
like, That's really
saying.
what it is too. Like, I know the prodigal story is biblical, and there's
Yeah.
prodigal means like someone like.
Prodigal's not a good word.
Prodigal means like you spend like lavishly or something like that.
Dude, prodigal is basically a bad word.
It doesn't mean come home. Yeah, it doesn't mean like, oh, the kid.
It doesn't. It just means that you're lost. Like you lost. I'm lost. Like everyone else lost.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't mean
you're
the
a failure.
returning
Like
son.
yeah. It's a bad word. Like you don't want to be a prodigal.
The
but,
enlightened son. No, it's not the enlightened son. It's like the kid who blew all his money.
Yeah, the one that was eating shit.
Literally
Literally,
come back home during COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, but I do relate to that in many ways because, like,
dude.
even in the sense that, like, although I'm not like directly running into the loving arms of the Father,
Right.
I kind of am.
Right.
Like, as long as I'm not like really fixated on that situation, like, but if I'm like coming to myself, coming home, God is in me, the Holy Spirit is in me, right? Like, I still believe that.
Yeah.
It just looks differently than when I was 25 or 22,
I feel
21, 17. Like, God in how I imagine him is way different than,
Yeah, dude.
what I was taught. Anyway, so
No, for
all
sure.
that to say, like, I do feel like when you are loving yourself, coming back to yourself and figuring it out, like, it's almost in a sense like coming to the realization of God, like in the sense that everything that is good or true is already in me. You're right. Like the principle of learning is always
Just the principle of just life.
always
too,
going to
bro.
be
And I think
always
that's
going
why.
to be learning.
Yeah, and like that's why, like for me, it's like, dude, I respect any religion or anything that anyone follows. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If that's making you a person that you're supposed to be, like, you know, and the truth that you believe in, then let it be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it just I don't know.
Yeah, because then again,
understanding, like, respect, like, it comes down to being human, like, on this earth,
yeah, bro,
and playing it for peace.
Yeah, again, like I said, right? I mean, I grew up with with parents that have expectations and pressure, and I started feeling that way too with like reading the Bible, you know, and even with my leaders and mentors and things like that. But then it's like I needed to take a break off again, like the prodigal, like runs away from home because probably he got too comfortable at home with his dad, whatever at home.
Sure.
Left, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I'm trying to do it myself, but I don't have the weight, so I need somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't have, you know, it could be the father, like in the story, but for people like us, it's like community, or people just like someone you could talk to.
Right.
You know, if you can't do it by yourself and you're going through a mental breakdown, call somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, reach for, like, just say, like, yo, I'm not doing well. You know what I'm saying? And then, and then if it makes, you know, I mean, I don't know, it's, you know, for people, but for me, it feels good when I'm just like talking about things that I go through. You know, I went through a lot of stuff where I'm just like, cool, like I mentioned to you before too, like Drew, like this happened, you know, and like I feel bad, but I knew I had to talk to you about it.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why for me it's a breakthrough, because I know if I kept holding stuff in, it's just gonna bubble up and become worse in the future. And I had to make that realization, like, okay, Corn, like if you want to be a better person to be able to control your emotions and stuff like that, like if you can't do it by yourself, talk to somebody. Yeah. You know, like whether they know the answer or not, they're just there to listen. You know what I'm saying?
They say therapy is therapeutic.
Yeah.
Somebody told me that today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this dude was like, yo, I'm honest. He's like, hey, guys, I just got back from therapy. Yeah. It was very therapeutic. But you know what I mean? Like, you talk to people, and although you weren't seeing a therapist, but, like, there is something to it. Like, especially unloading that weight off of you.
Yeah, for sure.
You be holding that shit in. You think you're alone. You actually find that you relate. Probably. How many times have we talked, bro? Like, yeah, bro, I've been thinking about this, sitting on this, holding this in for a minute, and then be like, bro, I was going through the same shit. Yeah. At the same time.
Again, like I said, it's not just emotions, but it's everything. Ideas.
Life.
Like, life.
It's happened.
Ideas, anything, man. Like, we talk about this prodigal stuff, too, and we're like, dude, I've been thinking about this for 6 months, and we just can't, you know, we came together. And, you know, you said you called me one day, and you talked to me, and you're like, yo, like, I have something to talk to you about. I'm like, cool, what is it? Yeah. You know, and you talked about Prodigal, and I was like, dude, I'm on the same wavelength where you're going at. Right. And this is why we're here, dude. Like, this is the start of everything. Like, again, I started the clothing brand with just, like, not knowing what to do, bro. Right. Spent money to buy clothes, equipment, website, this and that. And I'm like, whatever. You know, if I'm going to risk it, like, when I'm dead, bro, I'm not bringing this money with me, bro. I'm dead. You know, like, I'll pass it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I want to make sure that I can do something to make, you know, to make not just, like, an impact, but also just, like, I just want to leave something where it's like, oh, cool. Like, Corn isn't the greatest, best person I've met before, whatever. But you know, he's doing something to make himself a better person. True. And that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've gone through a lot of in my life, you know, and I'm not proud of it. But, you know, I think I definitely want to make sure that, like, I can move forward that and make better decisions and just be a better person every single day. Yeah.
I could do better for you, for you, for you.
Oh, hello.
I'm like smacking my food on this bro. Duncan or Starbucks?
Starbucks. It's like, nah. Local, bro. What are you doing?
Local?
Dude, local coffee shops, bro.
Oh, okay.
He said local.
Trick question. I was like, what's a local coffee shop?
Local.
Okay, so between Starbucks and Duncan. Hold on. What? Starbucks and Duncan?
Between Starbucks and Duncan.
Starbucks or Duncan.
Okay, but what are we going
You
off
worked
of?
for Starbucks for like 10 years, my guy.
I know.
I thought this was like a layup for you.
No, bro. Okay, it is, but it's like if you know good coffee, you wouldn't go to both those coffees. Yeah, you wouldn't either.
Yeah, so but like if you had no choice.
Okay, I'm thinking way too hard right now.
And like Dunkin' or Starbucks. And you're just getting a
Hey, what am I getting? Yeah, let me ask you that. What am I getting?
You're getting 2 drinks, 1 hot drink and 1 cold drink.
Oh, if that's the case.
A hot coffee and an iced coffee.
In that case, I'll just go to Starbucks. What about you?
I do like Starbucks warm drinks.
but ice drinks?
But Dunkin' iced coffees, yeah, for
really?
sure.
Like, I heard about that.
They're nuts.
I heard about
They'll
that.
keep you
They'll
get you going on a road trip, dude, you know what I mean?
The only reason why I ask about like what you get is because like donuts and coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, of course.
Facts.
Like I'm not gonna go to Starbucks to get coffee and Dunkin', like in
Krispy
donuts.
Kreme though.
That's true.
If you're from this area,
That's
Krispy
true.
Kreme though.
That is true. But coffee, man.
Ready.
Starbucks,
What is that sign? Hot
ready,
and ready.
Hot and ready. Hot
Wait,
and
isn't
ready.
that a pizza sign? Or that's
No,
also Krispy Kreme.
Hot and ready, fresh. Hot and ready, fresh.
Shout out Krispy Kreme
Hot and ready, fresh.
and
bro.
Little Caesars because they also have a hot and ready. But that's a Florida. I mean, I only know about Little Caesars in Florida. Wait, do they have it?
They
here?
have, yeah, they have Little Caesars. Little Caesars. They have a Little Caesars, bro.
Yeah, they do have one. Yeah, they got one at Lake Forest.
True.
I'm lunching.
Oh man. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I would definitely go with Starbucks, Dunkin'. Okay, anyways, I guess I chose both. Let's go McDonald's or Burger King.
McDonald's.
No,
Go-
McDonald's or Taco Bell. That's a better one.
That's like two different food choices, but
Yeah, but they're both in like the category of like go-to
like
fast foods.
foods. I'd still go with McDonald's.
Okay.
Dude, have you ever heard of the Cornelius Wayman diet? That's bro.
What's the Cornelius Wayman diet?
Dude, the Cornelius Wayman diet, bro, is literally McDonald's, like late night.
Is this
When you're gaming,
doctor approved diet? So when you're what do you eat from McDonald's? What do you
Bro.
usually get? What's your order?
I'll get the dollar menu. So I'll get the McChicken.
Facts.
I'll get 2 McChickens because I'm a McChicken kind of guy. I mean, the McDoubles are cool. McChickens are better. So I'll go for the McChicken.
All right.
McChicken. I'll get a basket of fries because they sell basket of fries now, bro. Like a basket.
And McDonald's?
Yeah. Maybe that's a New Mexico thing.
That sounds like a New Mexico thing, my guy.
They sell a basket for $2.
We don't got no baskets here. Like, what kind of baskets you got in DC?
Because you know the fries are popping, bro.
Oh, nah, bro. If you gave out homeless people baskets, they would just
Yeah, dude. The reason why
Go
the
nuts.
Cornelius Wayman is dope, bro, is because McDonald's has an app that that you can get. Like you can ask Abe, bro. I got them hip. Abe and Ronald, I got them hip to it in LA. Where you download the app, bro. Every day they will give you a free either McChicken, something.
They're just giving out free
Yeah.
stuff at McDonald's.
Yeah.
Why? Like, do you have to be?
Bro,
like,
I don't.
You just have to be on the app.
You just have to download the app, and then basically you can go. You pull up in the drive-thru or McDonald's and get like a free McChicken, a free drink.
Like, they tell you what's
Bro,
free.
let me see if I'm gonna show you real quick, bro.
This is not good for me.
Oh, I'm sorry, but it's
I mean, this
Cornelius
is interesting.
Wayman diet, the CW diet, bro.
I mean, I'm interested.
So let me show you, bro. Like even like I hadn't claimed anything today, bro.
You have to claim this stuff. So you got to claim a McChicken later.
I mean, it could be anything, bro.
You're about
Like
to claim a
maybe they don't have one right here because I've been
claim an
using
apple pie.
They don't have one here because I think I've been using it too much. No, but like this one, right? You can see, look, buy one breakfast sandwich, get one free. So you get 2 for the price of 1.
Yeah, bro. That's,
But the other day when I first downloaded it, bro, it was 20 free McChicken.
That sounds toxic.
20 free McNuggets.
this sounds like information I should not know.
No, but this is really good to save money sometimes, bro.
I'm hip. No, I bet.
If
I bet
you don't
it
wanna,
saves you
like-
a lot.
yeah,
but I bet
dude.
almost like, I mean, if I was homeless, I would
Download
try to.
the app.
Yeah, I would try to like get a phone, download the
Yeah,
app,
get a
and
phone
live off of
first.
this.
Yeah, get
like,
a phone first, right?
what? So
Or
easy to
if you could be a good person,
Yo,
download the app,
Stop.
get it for free, and then give it to somebody else.
to the people who are already there.
Yeah,
They're already chilling.
because there's a high poverty in New Mexico.
Get the fuck out of here. We're not talking about charity and McDonald's. No. There's
There's
Chipotle
McDonald's.
or Moe's.
I don't know what Moe's is. So Chipotle.
Ooh.
Is that a DC thing?
Moe's, I think it's a Southern thing. I feel like.
Moe's chicken?
No, Moe's.
Moe's
It's
chicken.
like Mexican. It's like Mexican food.
I've never heard
Moe's
of it,
Grill.
bro. Huh?
Moe's.
I'm-
I don't know, man.
don't
It's
know,
yeah.
dude.
Look it up, bro.
Moe's.
Moe's is a thing.
Moe's Grill, you said? Oh, Moe's Southwest Grill.
Moe's Southwest Grill. Sorry, the middle part.
What is it?
Like-
Like it's just like tacos, burgers, all that?
It's Chipotle, but different.
I see. I've had
It's just the other alternative. I don't know how else to explain it.
what's the other one besides Chipotle that's like Chipotle? That's not Moe's. That's not Moe's, bro. That's not Moe's. Not Moe's, bro. You cracking up because I was like,
what else is Chipotle? That Chipotle. That's crazy. What's on your playlist right now? What you listening to, bro?
dude, what am I listening to?
Give me pull up your Spotify or Apple Music, whatever you use, and let me peruse your.
I haven't been listening to music, honestly.
What do you do then?
Work out, bro.
What do you do when you work out? You just think?
I listen to music.
But you're not really listening.
But I'm not listening.
When I'm working out, I'm working. Okay.
Let me ask you this, bro. What's on your playlist?
Benjamin Carter, Darius Sneed,
Nice.
Mogul Group. Shout out.
Mogul.
Mogul. I've been literally on a loop. 1975, Kid Cudi, Don Toliver, and there's another band we saw recently, Alan Stone, of course.
Yeah,
but Alan Stone was his Live at the Lodge sessions on YouTube with.
I haven't seen it.
What's his name? I'm gonna look it up. But my YouTube ads or whatever the algorithm is just keeps pulling up Alan Stone and this guy on my thing. And I'm like, oh, I guess I'll hit this. I'll play this again.
Yeah,
it's actually pretty fire. Mac Ayres. Mac Ayres?
Mac Ayres?
Ayres.
Mac Ayres.
These two white boys can jam, bro. They can sing. I mean, they're nuts. They're crazy.
Didn't you just move back from Florida, 2 years ago?
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. How's it been ever since you moved back home?
Well, nuts.
Yeah.
I've gone through 3 or 4 career changes.
Dang, okay.
Because when I was in Florida, I was licensed health insurance agent.
Yeah.
Then I moved here to be with my family during the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And then the insurance thing wasn't working for me.
Yeah.
You know? So I try to venture off, do something that was, in office or out and about.
Yeah.
Just to do something.
Facts, yeah.
So I did stuff like a marketing, responded to this marketing ad, got hired, and it turned out to be selling solar panels in a Costco or BJ's. It's not not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's not what I was looking for. I was a business development associate for a moving company.
Oh, dang.
I didn't do anything
I didn't even
during
know
that
this, bro. What the
time.
heck?
It was literally, but
Yeah.
it was for 1 or 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Then I applied for Apple and Blue Bottle. Let me just do this part-time thing, try to juggle this out. At least it'd be a cool environment, cool people,
Yeah.
Orchestrated all that, got the interviews, got the job. And on the week that I was supposed to start, I got an interview with WeWork, this company. And I was like, I'm just going to go this route instead.
Man.
And I didn't really look back.
That's awesome, dude.
So I've been here for a year now.
You liking it?
Dude, I love it.
Dude, that's awesome.
People I get to meet here are incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Got to spend a lot of time, kind of figuring out myself. Also, where do I fit in this world?
Dude,
bro, back home in D.C., you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Maryland.
Yeah.
But, now how do I define myself in this world of politics and finance?
It's crazy, bro, because I just thought about this, because you had left after high school, right? 17, you said, somewhere? But you left. You left home. Because, we're, kind of, I guess, flipping the script a little bit, because I know we were talking about me when, I've been at home and things like that, but you left your house pretty early, 17, right?
Yeah, bro, I was young.
Yeah. How was
at,
all that?
I mean, I have a late birthday, so I always felt like the youngest of the group.
Yeah.
But with my boys, I'm the oldest, right? With you guys, I'm the older one. It was weird, dude. Leaving home, first place I went to was to do the nonprofit internship, in Texas.
Right.
Teen Mania. I got to bring some friends on the podcast to talk about Teen Mania days, because there's lot of shit to unpack from that time, bro. It's weird.
I bet, bro. I bet. But how'd that feel for you? Because I know we talked about was that something that you were I mean, I know, our differences are, I'm an only child, and you got siblings and stuff like that, but leaving home and was there any type of pressure or anything from you or for both sides of the parties, or just kind of they were okay with it? Or?
Yeah, I was always encouraged to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That wasn't the first time I left home. I've gone on mission trips
true.
before that for months at a time. So I think my parents were getting used to me being, you know,
Away,
around and away. So that was cool. Like, it was great because they were very supportive. They were very, like, encouraging, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of it for me was just like, I just want to be able to do it. Like, like I want to be able to do cool stuff. We never could afford it. That's why we was fundraised and stuff.
Right.
That's another aspect of it that was kind of like, I don't feel like I deserve it, you know? But it was also like I'm doing something that I felt like was giving me purpose, you know?
Yeah,
so
for sure.
As a young kid, when you like have so much energy and passion for like something that feels like a good purpose, you just roll with it.
Yeah.
You just go. So I was very excited. I was very happy to be there. I was gung-ho, bro. I was literally like trying to be a varsity Christian, you know, living that life.
For sure.
Brought a lot of like questioning into my like morals, my, you know, my standards, the way I look at things, the way I look at the world. Every time that I was like disappointed or hurt, that was a shock to me. Like I had to filter it through a few lenses. Like there were things that happened during that time, like post high school. So for example, like I never thought of this until recently. Growing up in the DMV, bro, it's mad diverse, right? Like like I don't know, we just grow up like knowing everyone's from every different type of place. When I moved to Texas, me and my sister Ruthie, we go out and have dinner with like this friend who's from the area in Texas. Okay. And her brother. So, like, you know, the four of us are going out to dinner. The only time I've ever known this girl was when we were at a mission trip. Her and her brother, we were on a mission trip to, we went to Nepal together. Okay. So, like, we had spent that summer, a month in Nepal together. I came to Teen Mania, the Honor Academy, and right as I'm moving in, my family's there. So, Ruthie is with me when I'm, you know, out with dinner with these friends. And somewhere along in the conversation, bro, like, I forget what it was or what brought it up, but the whole time she thought we were Mexican. Oh, dang. Like, it was almost like maybe I made an Asian joke or something, or maybe I said something because I'm like that, you know, but like she was like, oh, I just thought y'all were Mexican. No. And like I laughed about it, you know, like, whatever. I guess every brown, like, she was like, oh, I just assumed, like, every brown person that's down here is Mexican. Lindale, Texas, bro. Dang, like, bro, I told that story again, like, sometime this week. Like, I was talking to a friend. I was like, that was racist as hell. Like, not that I was offended or oppressed or hurt, but like just it kind of like
that could have been an opportunity for offensive, like
I mean, especially nowadays. Back then it probably wasn't. It was like, cool, whatever. I wasn't offended in that moment, but like now thinking about it, I'm like, actually, like you assumed I was Mexican, right? We have a lot of similarities, but I'm not Mexican. Like, and you, at least me being whatever, I deserve the opportunity to be understood in that sense. Like,
I think that's a big thing too, right? And I think I talked about it earlier too. Is being understood. That's like true, so hard because like you want, like, again, that ties in with expectations and stuff too. Yeah, you know, but it's like wanting to understand or wanting someone to understand your view and your certain things can be hard. Yeah, bro. You know, but
that's a hard lesson in life. Yeah, absolutely. Dude, Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, is this okay? Is this the Mr. Rogers?
Like, you know, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Yeah, that guy. Bro. Did you know he was a Presbyterian minister?
I did not know that.
We are like, technically, we grew up like Indonesian Presbyterian, didn't we?
I think so,
Didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm pretty sure. I don't see, dude, honestly, like, I don't know the whole like church era before. Oh, dude, before middle school. Anything before middle school, I didn't really like. I was like, church was like whatever to me. Right. You know, so
I could tell you what it was, what it probably was, because it's probably similar to mine. So like, we grew up in a Indonesian Presbyterian church.
Yeah. Is that the church in DC, right?
Yeah, like the ICFC.
Yeah, okay.
It was one of them. But then, you know, like, even that doctrine and the pastors, they'd be from Indo. So, like, everything that they studied or learned, like, some of it may have been, like, you know, American teaching, but a lot of it was transferred over from back in Indo. Okay. And like now we're meeting here because like, all right, everyone's immigrated. They need a place to go to church and commune. So like, we're all right. They facilitated that.
Mm-hmm.
They would rent out a place from the church. Another Presbyterian church would allow, our small immigrant Presbyterian congregation to gather.
For sure.
Sometimes we would hang out. Sometimes we would meet. Presbyterian is, I don't know. There's a lot to dig. I got to brush up on that theology, but that's essentially probably what we believe. It's Protestant.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's evangelical Christian. They have a lot of like missions organizations through like they have Presbyterian churches out in Indonesia. So that's what we are now. Like,
right.
So yeah, and then I think a lot of that, because it was very similar, like their liturgy and that just like the order of structure is very similar to like the Catholic Church.
Gotcha.
A lot of sit up, sit down,
I see what you're
read
saying.
from the
I do kind of see that too, because I'll see like old pictures of like our parents in like the same church doing
the
thing.
deacons wearing the robes and the garments, and like that's a very traditional view. So like for us, we're the modern kids. Like
that's true.
You know what I mean? We're this first gen. Like we're born here. Like this is not. If anything, it's more. Not that it was in Indonesian. It was just like this is not even like gonna last. This is not hip or cool. Like this is not gonna like be around. Yeah, like this is fading out. Because we were born in this like postmodern society. Anyways, then we probably lingered into more of like a mega church setting.
Yeah,
like
makes sense.
Redeemer, going to that, like very what's it called? Something friendly.
Yeah.
What's it called? Seeker friendly, seeker friendly type churches.
Mm-hmm.
Great message, positive message, and then like you get into the group. So like we definitely learned a lot from like that because it spoke to us in a modern way, and in English.
That's true.
So like we actually finally got to learn the Bible. I mean, they taught us in English, but it wasn't like cool to be in Bible study.
But talk to me about like I guess like your era from like that to like before you left home. Like living at home. Like, talk to me about that. Like,
dude, that time is nuts.
Because I don't even know you like that. Like, I only know you like middle school, right?
Yeah.
So the age of like the day we were born to like that middle school years when you went to I don't know what middle school you went to.
Fun fact,
but
I played. I told you, you know this. I say this every time. I played Pee Wee with Stephon Diggs.
Hey.
Shout out to
he's putting numbers up.
Ankle biters. No, it wasn't ankle biters. It was ponies. 75 pounder, Montgomery Village Chiefs.
Hey.
Capital Beltway.
He's putting numbers
Champs.
up, bro. Putting numbers up.
Stephon Diggs, they play this weekend too, so.
Oh, yeah.
Fingers crossed. Good luck.
But yeah, bro, talk to me about that. I guess talk to me about all that Pee Wee to
so like
whatever.
I was a very small Asian kid, dude, very shy, low key, like but like doing football around that time, like kind of saved my ass.
Really?
Because everyone knew I played on that team.
Oh,
so like the kids that went to our school were cool, like they were cool with me, like, and I wasn't big, I wasn't anything, but I played football. Like,
didn't know.
I played football for the Chiefs. Like it was a little middle school thing, so that gave me a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
Not like overconfidence. I was still not like.
Yeah.
I wasn't getting any fights or like doing any of this, but it just helped develop me a little bit. So like,
yes, but I think sports is at a young age is very crucial.
Yeah.
I love it.
It was huge and it was helpful, but then like I got lost part of the way. Like 7th grade was the first time I like smoked weed.
Oh, gotcha.
Wheaton Mall. Took the Q2 all the way to Wheaton Mall.
Dang, bro.
I'm not gonna say with who, but then like
they know who they are. Type of thing.
Yeah, like they would know.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, and then
that's
like
crazy.
And then the girl that liked me at the time was like, "Hey, did you smoke weed?" And I was like, "Yeah." We can't be together. I was like, "I'm just doing me." With that kind of attitude.
Gotcha,
I don't know. It was weird.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But like, that lasted just up until freshman year. That attitude was like kind of rebellious.
Yeah.
I was still like, that was when Kai Victor was pulling up to pick us up to take us to Elevate.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So shout out to Guy Victor. He's been there for a minute,
Dude,
but he would pick
man.
me up. Like, I would be walking from the bus stop after doing God knows what. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
random shit. But I would go to church because, like, there were girls there.
Yeah,
you know,
for
I don't
sure,
know,
for
man.
sure,
There
yeah.
were friends there. They had basketball court. Like, bet,
Yeah,
I'm
back in
pulling
the
through.
day, yeah.
But that was cool because I definitely learned something
For sure,
from that
yeah.
time. So, like, it was during this period, and then, like, because I was going to youth group and, like, getting all these positive messages about God loving me and all that. Like, 9th grade was weird. I didn't play football in high school.
Okay.
I still felt small. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, man, these kids are big. Like, I don't know. So I just decided to, like, do bad things, like smoke cigarettes, bum back, you know, skip school, black and mild, steal from the mall.
Yeah.
Nothing wild, but just other things, you know, like, I don't know. So there was a point in 9th grade where I had to choose my electives for the next year, and I just kind of was like, I don't know why I did this, but I signed up for NJROTC.
Okay.
Like, halfway through my freshman year, because
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like, I need discipline in my life. So I did that for, you know, I think it was 10th grade. I joined.
ROTC, I know.
Yeah,
okay.
bro. I was in NJRTC until, like, so that development was, my world was no longer in sports. It was like ROTC and then youth group. We started doing drama.
Oh, I see.
We started doing drama class. You know, we started doing all that drama, started leading worship at youth group,
Yeah.
playing music, singing in choir, at Redeemer. And then, like, because I had ROTC and, you know, all these two extracurriculars really, like, distracted me from school, bro.
For sure,
like,
yeah.
I just was like, I'm just gonna go join the drill team. I was like spinning rifles, like Cadet Kelly, and like that would get us out of class.
Cadet Kelly, yeah.
That would get us out of class. You know what
That's
I mean?
crazy.
Like, oh, we
Yeah.
got this community service thing. Oh, we got this drill competition.
Oh, wow.
So I got to skip school a lot
Because
with valid
of
excuses.
That's crazy.
Or I would say something about church, like, oh, I can't. Then I would be like, oh, I can't command, or I can't practice this week in Sergeant Major. Like, I have to sing at church on Sunday.
Yeah.
And my voice was shot. Like, there'd be so many times my voice was shot because I was still young, still learning how to use it.
Mm-hmm.
But meanwhile, at church, I was still, like, learning how to lead.
Yeah.
I was learning how to sing. I was learning how to play guitar, learning the word of God. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
So these two things in high school, like, really kind of, like,
That's crazy.
pushed a lot of my leader
bro.
development, dude. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's
So I learned how to
crazy,
I
bro.
learned how to command. I learned how to, like,
That's awesome, though, bro.
Yeah, and then a lot of my buddies, they ended up serving afterwards. And I, like, when I was coming to the point of graduation, I had no college ready, bro. Like, I was not prepared.
Bro.
Like,
Yeah.
my SAT scores sucked. They were the same twice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I took it once, and I was like, oh.
I think it was like 3 points off the second time. Like, it was like 3
yeah.
points less than what I did the second time, but it was off. Anyway, so, like,
Yeah.
I wasn't really focused on college. My counselor called me a jackass in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I didn't have, like, stamps for my transcripts to be sent out.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm already doing the Honor Academy. Like, I'm already going to Teen Mania. Like, I'm going to take these 2 years, take a gap year
Mm-hmm.
and go from there, do missions, be a ministry, play music.
Yeah.
That decision was probably the most clear I've been. Like, that was the first time I felt clarity as a
Gotcha.
kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
young adult. Like,
Dang, bro.
all right, bet I'm just going to go to Teen Mania.
Man, you matured young.
But it was
yeah.
but it was also, yeah, I mean, I thought I was
For
making
sure.
a mature decision,
Well,
which
there's
was great.
There's
which was
different
great.
principles. I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My intentions were
Principles.
definitely, like,
Yeah.
good and right. So all that to say, like, that led to me going to, like, you know, through Teen Mania. That story's crazy. We got to bring in some friends
For
to talk about
sure,
Teen Mania, because
man.
there's
Yeah.
a lot of, like, PTSD from parachurch organizations.
Gotcha.
And
Yeah.
still a lot of good that came out of it, because I learned.
Yeah.
You just got to be teachable. Got to learn. And then I went to Florida to lead worship at this church in Orlando.
Uh-huh.
I did that for a couple of years, and then Ben and Jet were in Lakeland at SCU leading worship, and I was like, well, I'm leading worship now. Like,
Yeah.
maybe I should try to go to this school, which I did, and I org leadership degree, led worship at the church I ended up being on staff. I led there for like 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
During my time in Florida, because, like, I left Mosaic
Okay.
Church. That was Mosaic Church in Orlando.
Yeah.
Different than the one in LA, to be clear.
Right.
And then I went to Lakeland, and then my buddy in class, like, had me leading at his fiance's
Okay.
dad's church.
Okay.
I led at that church for like 4 or 5 years. And
wow.
they're great people. I love them, and it was awesome. But I did learn a lot about, like, some negative aspects of
For sure.
ministry, even at Southeastern University, at university. So, like, a lot of those experiences were crazy because like now they almost don't even, not that they don't matter, but like I'm not even doing that anymore.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
even playing music or leading worship at churches
got you.
anymore. So like I got to see a little bit of that church world. I stepped out after like 10 years of like ministry.
Yeah.
You know, I sold health insurance for 2 years. During the pandemic, I rode my motorcycle with my college roommates, all, you know, cross country. Came back and was confused.
I feel you, dude.
I was like, all right. And then, you know, I ended a relationship.
Yeah.
And then went on the road trip. And then like a new one was blossoming. So like even the emotions, like, you know, like of the seasons were like they were just right up in my face. Dude.
Just
There's
overwhelmed.
a lot going on.
Right. Yeah. Dang, man.
I know. But yeah, I mean, all I have to say is like I moved back to DC. Ruthie got married, had a baby.
Yeah.
So my parents moved to Tupelo, Mississippi. So
Dang.
like after 27 years of living in DC, they moved out to Tupelo. And Paige's parents is from Arkansas.
Yeah.
I mean, they're from Louisiana,
But
they moved to Arkansas. So that's
Okay.
where we're going for Christmas.
Dang, bro.
We got family in the South.
It's crazy, bro, because, like, and there's nothing, like, I don't think against anything, but, like, the moment you left, like, the moment you came home, everyone left.
You left.
Yeah.
Ronald left. Abe was already, me and Abe and Nona, me and Nona, like,
Yeah.
we drove together.
Right.
That was cool.
I remember that. Yeah.
Like,
But
we
it's
parted
just-
ways in Nashville.
But it's just crazy to, like, to know that, like, yeah, you left pretty early in the stages of, like, our friendship and stuff like that.
Right.
To, you know, to do what you got to do. And then you come home and we get, like, a couple months together. But then it's like we also are trying to branch off into different places
Facts.
to, like, grow, too, and, like, be away. Because you've been away for a long time from home, huh?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It feels weird.
So, but for you to be back in, like, the place that you kind of grew up and, like, you
10
know,
years, bro.
yeah,
It
only
was
a
over
couple
like
minutes down.
9-10 years. You're right.
Yeah.
Came back home. Prodigal son returns.
Dude, it's just like anywhere, bro.
Type
You know?
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like, and it's like whether the prodigal son returns or it goes somewhere else, like
Right.
there's always a lesson or an experience being taught or learned.
Yeah, absolutely,
You know what I'm
bro.
saying?
Yeah.
And like that's crazy though. But yeah, bro, the things that you shared about, I didn't know that you did the RTC.
Dude, I know.
and
That's
all that.
crazy to kind of like dive into that.
Because we just got really close during the Elevate, right?
Right.
'Cause
Youth
I
group,
was-
church,
yeah,
the camps,
that's
Bible
it.
studies,
Yeah, dude. Dang.
which were pivotal years. But I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, and then moving back, like, thank goodness for Paige. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was great having Paige move here. Nurses deserve a lot of respect, and
Yeah.
they probably deserve a lot. They
For
deserve a
sure.
lot more pay than
Heck yeah.
is what's given now. So I've learned a lot about that too, and just also how to be like not just a good boyfriend, but someone who cares.
Yeah, just a person for yourself and for her and the people around you, you know?
Yeah. So like now, like moving back home, but now home essentially moved away from me.
Yeah.
I've kind of been able to like, you know, learn to be myself, or like, who am I? Like,
Yeah.
without my parents looking over me and like having their expectations on me, without this religious organization, you know, like having these expectations on me, just
sure.
Drew as like a human. What have I learned? What am I doing? What is my purpose? Like,
Yeah. What's your story, bro?
and what's just
Literally, bro. Like,
and this is my
what's
story.
going to be your story
and it's
too,
about
you
to
know?
happen. Yeah,
You
bro.
know, stuff like that. So
It's a crazy journey.
yeah, bro. And the journey just keeps going. You know, I don't.
There's a lot of shit. in
I
between.
don't know what like, and like I know at the age where I'm at right now, it's like I know I start to think, you know, what's ahead of me, you know, and like what I want to do, and I think that's why it's very important for, you know, us to do something like that, you know, like this, you know.
Right.
But yeah, bro.
I don't know. We can talk about anything, bro. It'll be real as long as
Dude,
we're just
heck yeah,
us.
bro.
You know what I mean? We are. You, me, and Ron were talking about this the other day. Like,
Yeah.
it's not that we necessarily need to be represented
Yeah.
as like Indonesian Americans. If anything, that's up to us.
Yeah, for sure.
And not that we need to represent it as this, but like that is a unique part of our stories that we have all in common. Like
That's
you,
what I'm
me, Ron,
saying.
Abe, first gen, like
Or just even like some of the friends that we've got.
right,
You know what I'm
right. Other
saying?
Indo
Like,
friends that we have too, but like there's also different perspectives to be
Yeah.
had from that. So,
For sure.
anyways, it's good stuff. Like I think it's pretty cool, and I didn't think my story was significant enough.
Yeah.
You know, or like I would always try to find ways to make it more significant. But I think at the end of the day, people just like you for you, and
For
if
sure.
they don't,
Dude.
you know, like if
Yeah.
they don't, all right, that's not my problem. It's yours.
Yeah, you asked me this question earlier. If there was something in the past or something that you would either change or do or tell yourself, like, what would that be for you, man?
Oh, I would definitely tell myself to have more of an open mind as a kid, because I did find myself like getting so extreme, you know, like
Yeah.
in certain things, like, and I think I just wish that I wasn't so closed-minded. You know, I wish I had more of an open mind. I wish I talked less and did more.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like, and I really wish I just didn't give a fuck about what other people thought.
Right. And I get that, man. And I think that's the same thing I went through. Remember?
Yeah.
For my case, I know for sure it was just like from the inside out. Like
Yeah.
from my home to what I do outside of home, you know.
Right.
Where you were doing a lot more like extracurricular than I was, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you know, where you had more exposure of different people than just your parents at home.
Right.
You know. But no, dude, that's awesome.
I mean, I guess it
You
just
know?
felt like I was always acting, you know,
Yeah.
as a kid, like trying to perceive myself as a certain way, as mature,
Yeah.
like a good Christian or X,
Do you think that's common in like our culture though?
Oh yeah, I bet.
Like
I bet more people are going.
we gotta ask Abe and Ron about the same thing. Like if they probably do. You know, the expectations and also just like, I mean, you and Abe grew up together. We gotta get them on. We gotta get them on the show
because I
definitely want to hear both of y'all stories.
We would have some crazy, would have some crazy stories to share. But
because get this, I don't know if he even talked to you about how he felt when he was around you,
Abe.
Yeah, or vice versa. You know,
dude.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. I would love to hear what he's saying.
So we definitely
like both, like me and Abe stuck around so long with each other because we definitely like had this rare thing where like, even though like Abe probably was like, man, I don't know, like if Abe tells me how he felt, I've been like, yeah,
for sure,
I knew how you felt.
Yeah.
Or maybe,
but not even like we're boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not here to like cross any boundaries or whatnot.
Was he mad, bro? Was he like, yo, Drew's
yeah, exactly. Like what? Like I really wanted to see like what his take was like when he was hanging out with you and vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
With like Ron too.
Yeah,
and,
Ron too. Especially when Ron, you know, got new to the group. He's probably just like, what the hell is going on? What the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? I wanted to know his like mindset and that if he remembers it, you know.
Dude, that'd be kind of crazy.
So we got to get them on the show to talk, or not the show, the podcast.
The next one, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
Crazy, right?
Let's wrap that up for the next one.
Yeah, dude.
I'm Drew.
I'm Corn.
I could do better for you.